it's Chris Allingham with the Virtual Weber Bullet. Today we're going to talk about aluminum foil and whether it matters whether you use the shiny side out or the dull side out when you're barbecuing. Now, I've always been under the impression that it does not matter, that you can flip your foil either way and you're going to get the same result. But a while back I was watching a video from my friend Harry Sue at Slap Your Daddy Barbecue, and just in passing he said this.
Remember that if the dull side is on the inside, there's less heat. The shiny reflects heat like light, so like a mirror. So if you want hotter, run it with the reflective side where you want it hotter. So when you do ribs and you want ribs to cook faster, have the shiny side on the inside of the rib. If you want your ribs to cook slower that day, have the dull side. So these all are details that matter in the madness of barbecue perfection.
Well, I was surprised to see Harry say that, and so I went and did a little bit of digging myself. The most authoritative source I felt was to go to the Reynolds aluminum foil website to see what they say. And they say that it does not make any difference whether you use shiny side out or dull side out. You'll get the same results. The only possibility there is if you're using any of the non-stick foil products. The dull side is the non-stick side. It's actually got a coating on it, and it actually has writing on it. So you want to use the dull foil side with writing against your food, and the shiny side goes out. But if you're using this normal aluminum foil like most of us use, it does not matter whether you use this side out or the dull side out. You'll get the same results. Now, you know, not to just take their word for it, I did some more digging, and I found our friend Jeremy Yoder over at Mad Scientist Barbecue. He did a test in his home kitchen where he took two identical sponges, he loaded them up with identical weights of water, wrapped them in identical size pieces of aluminum foil, one with the shiny side out and one with the dull side out, and he put them in his home oven with a temperature probe in each one, and he took them up to typical barbecue temperature, and he measured the internal temperature of the water in that sponge. And although he did find that there were very small variations in temperature as the sponges came up to cooking temperature, and with the point where the water started to boil at 212, it was so slight as to be almost non-existent. So, I mean, just within a degree to half a degree. Finally, I took a look at an article published by America's Test Kitchen. They have the television show on public television. They do a lot of product testing and recipe testing. And they did a piece on aluminum foil, and they tested three things. First of all, they took a beaker of water, they wrapped it in foil, some shiny out, some shiny in, and they found that the shiny side in resulted in a 2-degree increase in temperature versus the dull side in. They did this also with potatoes. They took potatoes of similar size and identical weight, and they wrapped them in foil. They baked them for 1 hour, and all the potatoes reached the same internal temperature of 198 degrees. There was no temperature difference depending upon which way the foil was oriented. And then finally, they took cold mashed potatoes. They put them into a glass casserole dish. They covered them with foil and heated them in the oven, and they found that, similar to the water beaker experiment, that when the shiny side was placed in, there was a 2-degree increase in internal temperature of the mashed potatoes. So the water beaker test and the mashed potato test, they do support, in essence, what Harry Sue said, which is you want to put the shiny side in the direction that you want things to be hotter. So in other words, dull side out, shiny side in, does allow more heat to be trapped in the thing you're trying to wrap in the foil. It did not work out that way, however, with the baked potatoes for some reason. Now, we're talking 2 degrees, and this is not too far off from what Jeremy Yoder said in his video. He saw fractions of a degree difference in his test. Bottom line is, do not sweat the detail of whether or not you should use the foil side out or the dull side out. It does not make a difference in our home barbecue. So no matter what people say, I think you can take it on pretty good authority that it does not matter. Do whatever you like, whatever makes sense to you. I like to use the shiny side out because that's just what I think looks best, but that's kind of a weird choice in and of itself. So anyway, doesn't matter. Do what you want to do. I hope you find this information somewhat useful. I appreciate you watching my videos. I thank you very much for doing that. If you'd like and subscribe if you've gotten this far, I really appreciate that. It helps other people find my videos. Until next time, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.